Hello, welcome to another episode of Football Dialogue. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the games that happened in game week 6. However, not so exciting for fans for some fans who are Liverpool and Chelsea fans, as well as Manchester United fans. It was a disappointing week for all of those fans. However, Arsenal were able to gain back points that they've lost, and now it's just 2 points off Liverpool. They've been able to claw back, and they are in a good place right now because this is the position that you would like to be in to be able to put the pressure on the ones at the top. And Arsenal is doing that now, and you can see the mentality in the squad, the feeling of like a feeling that they want to fight, a feeling that they want to achieve something great, and you can see that in the players' faces, in their emotions, in their expressions, and it's going to be a tough season, but it's a marathon. Everything can happen. There can be dramas like we had yesterday with Newcastle Arsenal. Arsenal almost going ahead in the game with a pen that was overruled, but Newcastle went ahead and it took them some time in the match to be able to come back. But they did come back, and then they had all 3 points at St James Park, which is not something that anyone would have easily have predicted because of what usually happened in the past when Arsenal played Newcastle at St James Park. But good one for them, and they've been able to take advantage of the drop points by the other guys who are most likely supposed to be in the position where they will be battling for the title. So a good one for Arsenal. But let's get back to the review of the game week 6. However, my focus will be on the big teams right now, just to be able to elaborate more on the points that I would like to raise. So, starting with Brentford versus Manchester United, my expectation was a draw in this game because I saw both sides as two teams that are struggling, but that wasn't the case. Brentford were able to use their arts to be able to deal with Manchester United with the long throws, the long balls, and all of those sort. But the first goal was a very fantastic finish, just the ball being played over the top, and it just landed on Thiago Silva. On not I said Thiago Silva, sorry, on Thiago, and Thiago was able to have a good fierce strike at the goal, and which led to Manchester United conceding the first goal. But it doesn't end there. We thought Manchester United were able to we will be we thought Manchester United would be able to fight back and give them a good response, but it turned out they were not ready for the game. They were out of place. It doesn't seem like Brentford were playing against a side that who should be regarded as one of the best club in England. They played like they were playing a team that has just come from the championship, and they went 2 goals up, and Manchester United were able to get one back, but it wasn't good enough. And Brentford held on and scored a 9-minute goal to win it. Not 9 minutes, actually, it's just late in the game, and they were able to win the game 3-1. It just shows that the coach still, I don't know, it's just some sort of arrogance for someone who has not been in football for many years. He's acting like he's an Ancelotti that has a philosophy that is going to stick and die by. You're just getting started in football, and you've just had 1 or 2 seasons with the club where you've done so well, and you just want to use Manchester United to destroy your career. It's his problem, anyways. It is Manchester United problem as well, but it's going to be temporary for Manchester United if they are able to, fortunately, go into the market and sign someone who is going to take them higher up from where they are now. And Amorim is going to destroy his career because you will not find actual clubs looking to bring him in again because of the sort of attitude that he's putting out there. So that's my opinion on the Brentford versus Manchester United game. Not so much to take from that game. Brentford are still the same side that have been playing this season. It's not like they improved a lot. We did not see any. I would say okay, Damsgaard was sort of improved their attacking movements. So I think that gave them the edge in the final third against Manchester United. But it is what it is, and it's a game that, with the way it started, we and how it panned out till the half an hour mark, we just knew that Manchester United were going to lose, and that was it because the coach of Manchester United has no response. He doesn't know what changes to make make his side be better, and arrogance is what is going to lead into his downfall. So next game, Chelsea versus Brighton, very good game. We started well. We dominated the game as expected. We were definitely going to dominate a side that is going to come out to play against us in Brighton, and they did try to play against us, but we were no match for them in that regard. We completely dominated them in the first half. We got a goal from Enzo, and in the second half we started poorly, and we conceded the goal after the red card, and that was what led to us falling apart. We fell apart like we've always done anytime we go a man down under Maresca, to be precise, especially we go a man down and we just fall off. So it happened. However, I'm not. I'm not going to lay blame on the sporting directors like most people have done, because Maresca said he needed a centre back after Colwell's injury. Like, you needed a centre back. Is there any centre back that you could actually identify in the market that is going to actually improve us right now, or that is going to be suitable to the style that Maresca is going to play? You can bring in a centre back, and Maresca will use that centre back to play midfield. He doesn't make use of the resources that he has, and that is why I still feel like he's not a good manager for Chelsea. And he has suffered most of the key players in the team. They've been made to overwork for no benefit, for no reason. In the likes of Cucurella, he has been made to overwork, playing the left back position, inverting into the midfield, and also finding himself in the attack. Whereas we should be able to reserve his strength for him to be able to do a lot of defensive work for us against very stern oppositions, or opposing wingers. But that's not the case. We always like Cucurella to do much more than he is supposed to do for the team. The same thing with Caicedo. Caicedo is always breaking play, always doing so much work, covering the defense, shielding, winning tackles, interceptions, helping us to transition from defense to attack. But we are definitely not getting any result, because now Maresca sees Joao Pedro, who he has also mismanaged, who he has also overworked, as a link up to our attack. And Enzo Fernandez, who should be playing that role, who should be linking up the midfield and the attack and creating chances, he's finding himself in the striking positions most of the time. He's always at most, let me say, in some occasions, like in key occasions, he's always ahead of Joao Pedro, which shouldn't be the case. For a manager that knows football, that knows how he's going to set up his team, we have our strength in the attack in Joao Pedro, because he shoots the ball better than every other attacking players that we have right now, apart from Joe Palmer. Let me excuse Joe Palmer. Or maybe he even shoots the ball better than Cole Palmer, to be fair. But you could see that he's not finding himself in this position, because players are doing things that they should not be doing. Task that is meant for another player, Maresca will move it to a different player who is not suitable for that particular role. And that has always been the problem of Chelsea, because he came into a Chelsea team and he wants to identify himself with a particular style, with a particular pattern of play. And that has affected our squad, because if you have the profile of players that can execute the things that you are actually trying to deploy at Chelsea Football Club, that you think is going to make us a dominant force in Europe, that is a different case if you have star players. But you're having players who happen to still be growing, who have not germinated, who are still yet to get to where they actually dream to be, and you are putting them in such conditions. It's not fair on the player. It's always best for you to at least allow them play areas in the pitch, allow them play positions that is natural to them, so that they can find comfort first. When they find comfort, from comfort they achieve confidence, and then when they have confidence, it translates into their ability on the pitch. And when they are able to see what their ability can produce, they find consistency. So from comfort to confidence to capability and then to consistency. That is how it should be, and that is the focus that the manager Maresca is supposed to do if he actually knows this squad, because this is a group of young players that can grow, can develop into something fantastic, because they have the ability, and you can see that in the players. But the mismanagement of Maresca is what has hindered us to see the light in these players. Because Gittins, I'm not a fan of Gittins, neither am I a fan of Garnacho, but I believe we can get the better of all of these players than what Maresca is doing to them right now. Because why have Garnacho not played a he has not played enough minutes for somebody of his profile, for someone who has been in the Premier League for that long? He hasn't played so many games, and which is very unfair to him. It's not like he's injured. It's not like he's at least give him 20, 30 minutes for him to get up to speed, and he can help us in the attack. Even if if with the style of play that is actually deployed right now with Joao Pedro linking up, we need two wingers. If that is what you want to make Joao Pedro play, then why don't you have two runners on the flanks, and then Joao Pedro will be able to square the ball and link up the play, if that's the case. But you are not even doing that. You are finding Enzo Fernandez in the final third, trying to get to the end uh of of the build up. It doesn't make sense, because that's not Enzo Fernandez strength. However, he's getting goals, but are those goals winning us games? No, they are not winning us games. Defenders, allow them to focus on their defending. Let them focus on that first before you can say, okay, they can now start to do additional things. This is unfair to our players that are just going. And the fans are always on these players' head that they are not doing this, they are not doing this right. The goal that Brighton scored against us, the first goal, I cannot blame anybody. I can't blame Chaloba, neither can I blame Andre Santos. It is due to lack of positional play, because we had control of the game. Coming into the second half, we are leading in the first half. Coming into the second half, we have dominated the team. We just need to have good control of the game and to be able to build up from there. Maresca does things the other way around, in reverse most of the time. Oftentimes, that's how he does it. And that shouldn't be the case. We are trying to build up from the back. That is how it should have been. not finding Caicedo, Cucurella lost in the attack in early in the second half. That shouldn't be the case. And the Santos should not find only Chaloba behind him in that particular moment in the game. That particular moment in the game, it's not like it stemmed from a counter attack from Brighton, like there was a set piece that all of us went to attack. That wasn't the case. Why is only Chaloba behind Andre Santos? And I can't blame it. Happens even to the best player. So you can't say Andre Santos did anything wrong. He tried his best, but Mitoma was just too quick for him. He was too quick, and then he got the ball. And even from what I saw, if Mitoma had a touch on that ball, he should have been offside in the first place. But that's the past, anyways. But all my blame goes to Maresca, and I'm not going to blame the sporting directors. I'm not going to blame the owners for now, because when Maresca was given this job, he was interviewed. Other managers left and did not agree to the terms. If Maresca knew that he cannot be able to handle what they have proposed to him, he should have declined, and we would have not seen any manager to appoint, and they would have gone back to appointing who they think is the best manager, or a manager that has built himself already a CV, that has built himself a or a status in the game. And that is the manager that would have appointed him, not Maresca. So Maresca should, nobody should, I'm not feeling any sympathy for him that the sporting directors have not done this, have not done that. He accepted the job. He knew what they wanted. And he agreed that this is what he's going to follow. And they have stuck with him by freezing the players that he said he doesn't want. And they froze those players. And so what's now the big deal about what's going on at the club now? It's nothing new. There's no centre back that we can actually sign right now that is going to clearly improve our team. We are comparing ourselves to Arsenal. Arsenal signed Gabriel. They signed Gabriel, who was not known to be a superstar at the time. They signed Saliba, who went on loan and came back, and it's not like there was extreme certainty that he was going to take them to the next level. They just felt like it's a player who can actually improve their defense, who is young, who is agile, and they needed to start a project and build. And the two of them became a monster at the back. They became one of the best pairings of centre back in the Premier League. And Liverpool had Van Dijk. Van Dijk is a great defender. They signed him for so much money at the time, but not every time things like that work out for every club. Manchester United tried their best. They went for Maguire. They spent £80 million for Maguire, but see where Maguire has led them to. So it's not every time you go and sign a particular centre back that it just work out to be the best centre back for you. No. And people are already saying we should sign players like Mosquera and this and that. Mosquera is just fortunate to be in an Arsenal team that are already defensively balanced, defensively confident in Gabriel and Saliba. And anybody who partners either Gabriel or Saliba will find comfort, will find ease. And you cannot use what Mosquera is doing at Arsenal right now to gauge his ability. His ability is that is already ripe, is already mature, is this, is that. If you pair Chaloba with Gabriel, Chaloba will be better than Mosquera. If you pair Chaloba with Saliba, Chaloba will be better than Mosquera. That's one thing you people do not know. If Mosquera had come to Chelsea, he would have struggled as well. He would have struggled like Ato. He would have struggled like Achimpong. We need to give these guys time to build up, to blend. And the manager, Maresca, is not helping matter. He's not helping matter. If Maresca was a good manager, he would have helped these boys. At least let them play in their natural position for a start. We had Achimpong playing against Fulham. He was very good. Against Crystal Palace, I mean. In the first game, he was very good. He won the man of the match. What next happened? He was benched in the next game. That's not how things work. That's not how things was. We saw someone who matched up with Mateta. Someone who was playing his first game in the Premier League. Mateta has at least gotten up to speed in the Community Shield against Liverpool. And he came to Stamford Bridge to face up. And Achimpong gave him a battle. Achimpong gave him a fight. And Achimpong won most of the battle. And then in the next game, for him to build on that, he put him on the bench. That's not how to manage a team. And that is why we are where we are. And that is why he is not going to be regarded as a fantastic manager like so many other fans see him. And I just guess we'll have to continue, and hopefully we are able to beat Benfica tomorrow. I really do hope, because I'll be in the game. I'll be watching the game. So hopefully we can get our first 3 points in the Champions League after a very long time. So next game, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, tough game. Crystal Palace dominated the game for most parts. Liverpool had some chances, but they could not take some of their chances too. But Crystal Palace lost so many chances, and this just shows you how developed, how improved this Crystal Palace side has been. Despite losing Eberechi, despite losing Olise last year, they've been able to manage the losses that they've had. They've been able to manage it excellently, and it's because they have a good manager. They have a good manager who knows how best to use his squad. When something happens, he reacts positively. You react positively to when things like this happen by setting up the team in a way that is going to benefit the team, in a way that is going to help them get results, and not do things that will hinder them from getting points, hinder them from gaining confidence. So it's a good one from Crystal Palace. I was thinking it was going to be a draw, and it was close to being a draw anyways, but Crystal Palace won it in the dying moment of the game, and they got all 3 points, remaining the only unbeaten team in the league, which is a statement in itself. I've played 6 games, a Crystal Palace team, having been unbeaten now for 18 games. That's laudable. That's something that their fans would never have dreamt of. But look at where they are now, because they've got a good manager who knows how to manage his resources. And that is what Chelsea don't have in Maresca. And Liverpool, unfortunate for them, they are definitely going to struggle. I've said this time and time again that Liverpool are a very good team, but now they are in a catch-22 situation, because Arne Slot is a very good manager, but going into the market, if Arne Slot was the one that approved of the signing of Florian Wirtz for that amount of money, then everything that is going to happen to him is his problem. You can't approve the signing of a player for such huge amount of money. The pressure that comes with it, and it's not like this player is fantastic. It's not a player that is going to wow you. He's going to wow fans. It's not a player that everybody wants to come to the stadium to watch. He has never been that player. So, and you know him, he's a Bundesliga type of player. But the most Bundesliga player, anytime they come to the Premier League, they tend to struggle. You brought him into the team, and now you are now being forced to play this player, because you can't leave a 150 million pounds player on the bench. It's going to not make any sense, because you can't invest that kind of amount of money and then now leave the player on the bench. It won't make sense to anyone. It won't even make sense to a madman. So that's why I say they're in a catch-22 situation. Florian Wirtz has weakened the Liverpool team, and the fact that he's going to start every game, it means that Liverpool are going to be at a disadvantage because they have better players that can be part of the exile and make the team look very much better than they are right now, with Florian Wirtz starting for them. And he's not physical. He's not that skillful in terms of dribbling, in terms of holding onto the ball, shielding, in terms of chance creation, in terms of shooting outside from the box and any angle. He doesn't have all of those abilities. So I'm wondering how on earth someone thought that he could even spend over 70 million pounds to buy Florian Wirtz, and they bought him for twice that amount of money. So, which is just it's just sad for Liverpool. And now it's looking like if they have to continue playing Florian Wirtz, then they are most likely gifting the league to Arsenal, because Arsenal have found balance in Eberichi Eze, roaming around the pitch, finding in the middle of the pitch, mid area, with Saka back feet, and Leandro Trossard looking to hit back his form again, and Martinelli coming off the bench. It's just a scary situation for everybody who is an Arsenal hater right now, because the only player that is going to pull them back is Gyökeres. But Gyökeres cannot do so much damage, because the other three in the back, behind him, are so extraordinary, are looking, the connection is just getting started, and I believe it's going to build on the long run if they don't have any injuries, because injuries is the only thing that can destroy Arsenal season right now. But if we keep the squad with the way it is right now for all of the teams, and the fact that we know who is going to be in the starting exile, Arsenal are ahead of every other team right now in the Premier League. So hopefully injuries hurt them, and then they are able to fall off. Or maybe if Florian Wirtz gets injured for Liverpool, that's the only thing that can help Liverpool. If Florian Wirtz gets injured, if he stays fit, problem for Liverpool. So Liverpool, you need to start hoping that something happens that is going to put you guys at an advantage, because right now with Florian Wirtz being fit, you are at a disadvantage. So good win for Crystal Palace, fantastic team, and their run seems like it's going to continue, because right now they've played decent side and they've been able to hold on to a draw or win. So good one for them. Next game, very fantastic game, Leeds versus Bournemouth. You could see Leeds are not a side to just that you can shove. They're a side ready to compete. Their manager loves to attack. I never knew their defense was that good. I had no idea their defense was great. But this season, it seems they are ready to compete with the big boys, and they've shown that in the games that they've played. And scoring 2 goals against Bournemouth, and it's not easy. It's not easy scoring 2 goals against a Bournemouth side that is a very fantastic side too, who are almost not too far from the top 6 at the moment. They are not too far from the top 6, Bournemouth, as a team, in terms of how they play football. So good one for Leeds, and that's a very good point to have. Next game, Man City versus Burnley. As expected, we knew Man City was going to destroy Burnley, but they tried their best, and 2 own goals from Esteve. Unfortunate for Burnley. But it is what it is when the pressure is too much. Sometimes you just get the ball into the back of your own net, and that's what happened to Burnley. So Man City too good at the Etihad. Like their attack is sparkling right now, and is looking to be a tough one for any team that comes against them. So good point for Man City. Now they are clawing their way back up to the top of the table, little by little. And it might continue because they are playing against Brentford in the next game. So the expectation is that they win that game too as well. So next one, Nottingham Forest versus Sunderland. Sunderland, I told you guys, I said Sunderland are going to compete for Europe this season. And I stayed on my ground because you can't be doing all those number of signing. And the kind of player they are signing is just any other player that they sign. They are signing leaders. They are signing players that are going to be able to run, players who have got energy for the Premier League. And the fact that they are Sunderland, they are a team that will be underestimated by so many opposition, is going to even give them the advantage to be able to get the results that their fans never thought they would. And now people are saying that from April up till now, uh, Sunderland have almost equaled the points that Manchester United have had, and they started playing in August. Isn't that a joke? Sunderland have got 11 points from April to August. Manchester United points is 12, just 1 point ahead. From April till date, I mean, for Manchester United. While from August till date, Sunderland have 11 points, just 1 point behind Manchester United. Sunderland, good one. You're doing so well, and they will continue in that stead. They are very tough defensively, and they've got a leader in Granit Xhaka. So good one for Sunderland. And Forest, they sacked a manager who is helping them to achieve much more than they can achieve as a football club with the way he set up his team. And the fact that they're in Europe right now, it's a cause for crisis. I think it's something they need to. It's an emergency situation for Nottingham Forest right now because bringing in Anja Postecoglou with the style of play that he has is very easy for other teams to be able to exploit them because they are not at that level yet to be able to pattern their play in the way that Arjen Postecoglou wants them to, because he's going to always put them at a disadvantage anytime they face clubs that are likely to sit back, clubs that are in their level or below their level. So, but even clubs that are above their level, they'll be able to deal with them because if you play like that against bigger teams, you get destroyed. Not now, you get destroyed because you're already even not finding it easy to get results against lesser opposition. And if and Postecoglou continues like this, he might not get any points, any points anytime soon. So that's it for Nottingham Forest, Sunderland. Sunderland, keep going. I love you guys. And next one, Spurs versus Wolverhampton. Spurs, Wolverhampton, and Wolverhampton. That was a very good result for them. They almost run away with all 3 points, but it was just unfortunate that Spurs were able to get a late equalizer that stole the point in the game. And Spurs playing at home against Wolves, the expectation was that they are going to just walk through this game. It would be a walkover, but that wasn't the case because Wolverhampton came to fight. They sat back, they defended well, they operated, they transitioned well, but they just lacked something. They lacked something, and that's why they need to go to the January market. But from now to January is far, it's a long time. That's why I feel like Wolves have hurt themselves. They did the damage for themselves by not replacing or at least bolstering their squad after losing key players like Cunha. So Tottenham Hotspur, Thomas Frank, a good manager, but Spurs being Spurs, they will bottle something at some point. Even that's why I don't see Spurs finishing in the Champions League position because I think they are going to fall off at some point. And them being in the Champions League is going to even do more damages to them as a football club because they are not ready for such intensity, such level of intensity, especially after finishing in in the is it 16th or 17th position. They finished 17th last season, and they cannot just if they were not in the Champions League, it would have been maybe a situation that they can improve. They can improve on their condition. But now that they're in Champions League, they are going beyond what they are going beyond what should be within their capabilities. It is beyond their abilities right now to be able to compete in the Premier League and the Champions League simultaneously. So next we've got Aston Villa versus Fulham. This game I expected Fulham to win, but Villa being able to get the first 3 points in the league this season, which is a good one for them. It's good for their confidence. It's good for Una Emery. It's good for everybody associated with Aston Villa Football Club. And Fulham, you have to go back home and see what they have done wrong. They obviously should have been able to go ahead in the game 2-0 ahead, but the penalty was not given to Josh King after Emi Martinez fell him down in the box, which was, I think, normally from the rule of the game, it should be a penalty because his leg was raised and it impacted Josh King's balance for him to be able to stand feet and go get the ball after trying to go around him. But that wasn't the case. And if they had gotten the penalty kick, they should have been 2-0 up. But that wasn't the case. And before you know, against run of play, a ball came over the top to Watkins, and Watkins was able to just lob the Leno and got them into the game 1-1. And from there, everything just went good for Aston Villa, and they got all 3 points, which is good for them. And next game, which is the last game of Sunday, which was the game that I thought Newcastle will be able to do the damage on Arsenal or at least get a draw. But that wasn't the case. Arsenal, they up for it. They got the result that they need, the result that is going to put them in a position to be able to put the pressure on Liverpool. And it was a decent game. It was a game that all neutral enjoyed up to the point where Arsenal equalized, especially people that hate Arsenal like us. And it was not a good Sunday for Arsenal haters because Arsenal got all 3 points, and which leaves their fans with so much excitement. But and this is a very good result for them because this is a place that Arsenal always find it difficult to get a result from. And I think I've spoken enough about this game already in the start of this video. So Newcastle, I guess Eddie Howe threw it away. And Eddie Howe, you were 1-0 up, and you had three attackers that were doing so not too bad, I would say, and then you just make 3 early changes in the 60-something minutes. That's not good enough for you. It's not good enough. You are not that team yet. You have not gotten to that level to be making 3 changes in your first changes and just limiting yourself to 2 subs in 2 different occasions. No, you've got 5 subs and three to make 3 different times, but you can't just introduce 3 players all at once. And you could see that that impacted your team because Livramento got injured and you had to make another substitution again, and it just changed the dynamics of the game. And bringing in Lascelles, who have not had a minute in the Premier League this season, to go and face the Arsenal attack that's vying to either to get all 3 points. It's not something that it's not a situation that you want to put yourself into, and you're forced to do that. And Lascelles came in and he couldn't help the team get to where they want to get to because of your changes. You cannot just pull out Murphy, Gordon, Wodemade all at the same time. He's never done anywhere, and that was where you threw the game away. And Arsenal were able to get all 3 points, even though it took them late in the game. But Arsenal have been smart and they used their corner kicks well. The winning goal was a smart one from Saliba, shielding Nick Pope not to get close to the ball where who must have pinned it. Was it Declan Rice that played the ball? I don't think so. It has to be a left footer. So I'll say it was Saka. I think Bukayo Saka crossed the ball, and then Gabriel was able to put it in easy. And Gabriel paying back after being the reason why they conceded the first goal because of the slight touch in his back that he acted like it was a push, it was a shove, and he just fell down and they conceded the first goal. But at least he was able to get this team back by winning all the game because that's the key. That was the key moment of the game to get all 3 points in that particular time of the game. It gave Newcastle no chance to be able to even push for a comeback. So good one for Arsenal. Very, very, very solid 3 points that you can get, and they got all 3 points. I'm disappointed. However, the last game is Everton West Ham. I expected Everton to beat West Ham, but with the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo, I really do not know what to expect from the game. But Everton playing at home, they still have the advantage. So I really do believe they will get a win in this game. So yeah, and one thing I want to point out is that Maresca, you need to change, and you have to do it quick because João Pedro, how will João Pedro play from now since the start of the season? No, during September alone, João Pedro have only had 1 shot on goal. That's very unfair, and that's mismanagement of a player that can help us get goals. You can't let a player that can help us get goals, who is the best shooter, to be linking up play. No, someone who is in Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez can link up the play. Let him do the chance creation and all of those passes and link up and assist. Let João Pedro be the one scoring the goals for us. That's what we need João Pedro to do. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for today. Not so excited, but hopefully we can get a win against Benfica and start our season again. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye for now.